Hello and welcome to Fyrefly Wrestling. My name is Nick and I will be your guide for this video. With all the talk around WrestleMania and everything happening around WrestleMania, I thought I'm going to be different and unique. That and I could not be bugged finding graphics for all the WrestleMania matches to make a video predict or fantasy booking that. So instead, we're going to fantasy book the NXT call-ups this year, because I think there's going to be quite a few, and there's quite a good number of options, especially in the women's division. The men's division looks questionable, but the women's looks very good. I mean, NXT has always been the feeding place, especially recently, of some of the best stars. Braun Breaker is a big one. Trick Williams, Siobhan Evans, and Bafemi all coming up within the last year. My goal is I'm going to fantasy book every NXT superstar I would bring up between now and next WrestleMania. So not all coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks, though I do think all but one of them is. I think there's one that will come a bit later in the year, and the rest should stay down there, take the time, learn in NXT, and get better. I've got some picks on the other top NXT stars of all time. Johnny Gargano, Finn Balor, Asuka, Shayna Baszler. Please bring Shayna back. I quite like Shayna. She was really cool. And that segment of Kalani was terrible. So, you can give her a better legacy, please. Let's go into our prime candidates. I will be surprised if anyone not on this list gets called up this year. It could happen. They've done it in the past, where they call someone up out of nowhere. In fairness, I don't have Lola Vice on this list. And it would be very WWE to call up someone who's NXT champion, do nothing with them, and then release them. Indy Hartwell. Love Indy. Indy's amazing. Fellow Aussie, have to support her. What was that call-up? She just won the title. Come on. But no, I think these are the 10 most likely candidates. I've got a couple of shouts on here. Kendall is the big one that everyone's going to spot and go, you're insane. But I'm insane. So that tracks. I did try to find more men to call up. I really did. I promise. Guys, who else is coming up from the men's division? Tony D mid-year? Maybe. I doubt it. I wouldn't. Give him another year in NXT. Let him develop the characters so we've got something to use on the main roster, because there's nothing there right now. Miles Bourne I can see a future of, but not right now. Dion Lennox. I love Dion Lennox. I think he's going to be amazing. Not right now. And that's all of the NXT roster right now is. In a year, 2 years, going to be phenomenal. Ilya LaFleur is one of my favorite guys in NXT right now. He's amazing. I know he's injured, but when he comes back, he's going to run NXT. I love him. So many good guys. Josh Briggs. He's one I should put on this list, because I'd be tempted to bring up Josh Briggs. But the downside with bringing up Josh Briggs is he is a great stalwart as a great heel. I think him and Tony are going to have a great little feud for an NXT title, so they can do something with Josh Briggs and Tony D'Angelo. Let's just quickly tick off all the ones who are really obvious candidates who are coming up. These 5 are definitely on the way up right now. Nothing left to do in NXT. JC Jane, 2-time champ. Sol Ruka is phenomenal. She's got such a bright future ahead of her. Needs to come up. I assume she's going to lose her match. She's got upcoming at Zarya. And then we can kind of go from there, move to the main roster. Ricky, Ethan, Joe, all great. All should be coming up. I'm not sure how well they're all going to do, but I'm going to go over that when I get to that stage of the video. The first people to really discuss is Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed. Lainey Reed made her debut less than a year ago on NXT, I believe. I don't know if she got any appearances before that, but she challenged JC Jane for the world title as her first challenger after she won the belt 11 months ago, I think. She has not been at NXT long. She is phenomenal. And I don't think she's getting enough shine. I think that she's in a tag team with Fallon Henley right now, or just in the Fatal Influence group right now, is making it hard for her. But she's the one they trusted to help get Charlotte Flair match ready when she came back from a year-plus long injury. I would not be surprised if she's the one Bianca Belair starts working with as well. There's a genuine worry in me that there does feel like there's a little bit of a click starting. Not the Shawn Michaels style click, but you've got Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Fallon Henley, Lainey Reed. And if anything, the 4 Horsewomen Part 2. A good faction for Charlotte to run as a heel faction one day. And Lainey should be part of it. She's definitely good enough. And she's really good. I know there's a lot of faith in Fallon Henley. I don't see as much in Fallon Henley. But I still think she's a good act to have on the main roster. And Felon is just so, so good. I might be... Sorry, not Felon. Laney. I mean, Felon's great, but Laney Reed's amazing. Oh, and JC Jane. Of course, already talked about. Great, done everything. She's very complete. Moving on to the next person on the list is Tatum Paxley. Again, I love Tatum. I think Tatum's amazing. She's got such a bright future. She's one of the best character workers in NXT, and if they can get this character over on the main roster, it's going to be amazing. She can be that next Alexa Bliss, maybe even that female Undertaker that is very elusive. I think they can do it. They can make it work. It's just going to be how much time they're willing to put into that character, get her over, but she's over on NXT. And I would keep her in NXT. I would even be tempted to make her... Well, I'd absolutely make her a main eventer again. I'd probably put her back in that world title picture fairly soon. Give her a good run with the North American belt. I don't think you drop back to Blake... Ooh, I'm talking fast. I don't think you drop back to Blake Monroe and an upcoming NXT match. I think they've moved past that. You're done. Blake can do their thing. Tatum, stay there. Hold down the fort. Then move into the main event picture in a little bit. Because that's where she belongs. She's been there long enough. Kalani's an interesting story right now. She's giving me Wesley vibes. Because you got Lola Vice as champion. She just came off a feud with Kalani Jordan. Are you willing to go back to that well and give matches with Kalani and Lola? I don't think so. Especially with moving Kelly Armstrong to that main event scene. I don't see it. And Izzy Dame as well. I don't see it right now. Do you move her in the North American Championship title again? She's just being stuck in the mid-card, and she's better than that. So probably not, unless you're doing a Tatum Paxley Kalani feud. Not really. So you're either using her job at other people, and she's too good for that again. I think you bring it up to main roster. I think you have to. Oh, I double-clicked. My bad. Bit of a spoiler. Zarya is my question mark. So let's go to Zarya quickly now that I've kind of already revealed that. Zarya should stay on NXT for now. Zarya should be up by the end of the year. She is the perfect person to do a mid-year call-up on and have a big impact and make a big debut on the main roster when no one else, when it's kind of slowing down or drying up and you need some injection of talent and pace and a powerhouse. I think Zarya is the break glass, chase of emergency, save whatever storyline you're doing. Zarya comes out and is someone's henchman or is a ringleader of a group or whatever. She can fill both roles really well. She's good on the mic. She's also an Aussie. She's amazing. I think there's such a high ceiling for Zarya right now. Maybe higher than Soul. The fact that she was, with her such good character work, she got the crowd cheering for her against Soul is amazing. And then you can talk that down to W story writing. That is so much on how good Zarya was as a character, how good she was at communicating her beliefs, and she did so well that the crowd nearly turned on Sol Ruka, which is insane. And if you told anyone that 6 months ago, they would have thought you were crazy. Let's get to Blake Monroe quickly, because I think she's Kalani Jordan 2.0. Yes, you can run a Blake Monroe Lola Vice feud, but I wouldn't put the belt on Blake. And if she's not NXT Women's Champion in the next 2 months, she needs to be off NXT. She is more than complete enough to be a main roster superstar. More than. It's not close. She is so unbelievably talented. She never needed NXT. NXT needed her. They don't need her anymore. That division, just like the people I've listed, so the people who are staying on NXT so far that I've said, with Tatum, Lola, Zarya, there's your main event scene done. Izzy Dame, who I talked about, Kelly Armstrong, your main event scene is locked down. Your NXT North American scene can be locked down real fast. People like Ren Sinclair and other up-and-comers from Evolve. Bloody PJ Vass is still down there. It's not that insane, but she didn't win the Evolve title, so move her up to NXT already. She's good enough, you can do it. Tyra May Steele, she just turned on Kelly Armstrong on Evolve, move her up as well. You have names to fill that division out and make that division work. So make the division work. I think it's they're in that state right now where they can refresh the division really quickly and really well. And I'm really excited to see that. You then have Jada Parker, who I would not be bringing up. I think Jada's amazing. She'll be in the NXT main event scene for a year. I don't think she's ready yet. I think she's close to that Kalani level. I think she's a step below. She needs another year to develop this new character, this new side of her. Maybe an NXT Women's Championship run, maybe a win going into, like, I could see her winning Deadline this year. I think that's a great show to have Jada win, go for the NXT title, see how it goes. Probably would turn her heel again. I think she's better as a heel, and I think on the main roster she would thrive as a heel. So keep her as a heel, give that character a heel run, see how it goes. Then lastly, my most insane shout on the list, I'm not bringing Kendall up. I'm not that insane, guys. It's fine. Also, because I think she should be NXT champion in the next 8 months. She is too good. If I quickly pitch kind of the thing I've been dancing around with this NXT Women's Championship picture, I would have Lola lose it to Zarya in the next couple of months. Zarya beats Sol, goes on, beats Lola, great. Feud of Lola, win. I would even say you do an underground match of Lola vs Zarya and Zarya wins. If Lola's coming up next year, like she probably should, she needs to lose an underground match before she goes up. I think the point of a streak, especially an unbeaten streak, is to break it. And someone has to be that person. Zarya is a great person. Maybe Kendall. I think Kendall's the other good option there. But that means one of them has to go heel. And I think they should both probably stay faces for the next year. So, have Zarya beat her. Maybe win the Talent Underground match as well. Insult to the wound, whatever. Zarya holds it for a while. And then before she gets called to the main roster, give the belt to Kendall. Kendall can hold it, run with it, have a Jada Parker feud maybe, and then I'll have her drop it to Kelly Armstrong at Stand and Deliver or something. Because Kelly's amazing, Kelly is going to be amazing, and Kelly and Kendall are soulmates. Those who have been watching Evolve, they put on each of each other's best matches, seem to be the other one, because they're so damn good. But let's get on to booking each of these individual runs, and see what I've cooked up. Let's start with Ricky Saints. Firstly, I think Raw is probably the best place to put him right now. I think would be doing pretty well on Raw. Looks solid. Maybe does give a bit of that, like, Rock copycat vibes that they probably are looking to avoid in him. But I think he will be fine, even with those criticisms. Even if he plays into it and tries to be that Rock copycat, I think the fact that they might be building this TKO WWE storyline as well, I'd put Ricky on Raw, make him even have a character where he's trying to be that new Rock, trying to be that new Rock protege, because I think Trick Williams is that, and that could lead to a feud with them. But on Raw, I'd have this kind of be his progression path. I'd have him feud with Dragon Lee. Probably have him lose that because I love Dragon Lee. But I think there's a good match between someone. Dragon Lee isn't as much of a great talker, but can still talk. Ricky is quite a good talker. Play with that dynamic, but Dragon Lee can beat him in the ring. Mini feud there. And then have him get squashed over Femi because that sounds really funny. Just have him try to annoy Oba Femi so he's midway through a feud with someone else. Mini feud, Oba kills him, whatever. And then have him be a tag team with Rusev. I might not be as high on Ricky Saints as other people are, but I think he still has a role to play in the company. And I think a tag team with Rusev fits his character. He's someone who's very good with an enforcer at his side. And, playing, the chicken shit heel who runs away. Rusev is that great enforcer. And Rusev's better when he's got a manager. Win-win. I think both of them benefit from this. And it could save both their jobs, honestly. Or put him in a heel faction with Cody Rhodes. That's the other option. We'll see. Ethan Page. I'm not going to keep the Ethan Page Ricky Saints tag team around. Maybe come back to him in the future. I think Ethan should go in a different direction. Probably a far funnier direction. This one makes me laugh. Oh, it's back down. I think he should feud with Joe Hendry. But he should do it in a trio with Kit Wilson and The Miz. Because Ethan Page, Kit Wilson, The Miz is the greatest comedy heel faction of all time. And they're all legit in-the-ring competitors who can do good work. I'd have Ethan Page and Kit Wilson with the tag team titles. Because lol. Maybe you can have Ethan Page and The Miz with the tag team titles. So when Elton Prince, hopefully, is back and healthy, you can turn Kit Wilson face and have him and Elton Prince beat them for the tag titles. I think these are all just really funny options at the end of the day. But I haven't feuded with Joe Hendry for a while. Which just thinking Joe Hendry, who I would, funnily enough, put on SmackDown. And he would feud with Ethan Page, The Miz, and Kit Wilson. And that is your plans until SummerSlam, because WWE. It would be like 1 month or 2 long feud. Probably even have the trio win because numbers. But make Joe Hendry look good, get across this, musical playing, like, custom video kind of character. It's already pretty over on the main roster anyway. And help Ethan Page and Kit Wilson pull off this and do their cool comedy things. If you know my notes, I haven't booked any men to win any titles other than maybe the tag team titles. Because I think Ethan Page has the highest ceiling of any of these guys. I think Ethan Page can win the mid-card title, maybe. But the mid-card titles are really valuable right now, it feels. Dom has made IC title feel really important. Penta is such a great champion for IC title. I think it probably ends up on Javon. And that means, that title means quite a lot right now. I think IC title might be losing a bit of prestige, but it still means quite a lot. US title, going from, what was it? Gingerbread Man, Sami Zayn. I can't believe I've done that. Sami Zayn to Ilya, to Mello, to Sami Zayn, probably to Trick, maybe even back to Mello. That title feels so important, and they're doing so much work with it, especially thanks to Trick and Mello, and even Sami, as much people are booing him. Sami has made this feud have so much extra heat just based on people being angry at Sami, and that's great. I don't think Ethan Page or Joe Hendry is good enough for that title just yet. But I think they'll get there eventually. Ethan Page has to, but not just yet. Then let's go to the first female star, JC Jane, and the rest of Fatal Influence. I think they're going to end up on SmackDown. I think they're doing amazing work. I think this adds a new tag team to the division when we're going to lose some tag teams, I think, going out of Mania. And Fallon and Lenny can be a good tag team. They've got a banger song as well, by the way. Love their song. And I think JC Jane can kind of start feuding for the US Championship. I think Kiana's done great work. I think Julia needs a change to get over. I would turn Julia and Kiana James face. I think there is an abundance of heels right now on the main roster, especially groups of heels. Fatal Influence won't fix this problem. So I would say turn Julia face. Turn Kiana James face. I know it's a bit foreign for them, but I think they can do it. And have this be a trios feud. Tiffy and Julia owning that mutual respect in that US title match. Whoever walks out with it, probably Tiffany Stratton. But you can have Julia walk out with it clean. Tiffy and Julia shake hands. Kiana keep teasing a heel turn on Julia, but not pull it off just yet, while they feud with JC Jane, Fallon Henley, Lainey Reed, before JC wins the United States Championship off Julia. She beat Stephanie for the NXT title. She beat Julia for the US title. She's beaten both those two stalwarts of NXT. And I mean, maybe this means you can do it down the line, 3 years down the line, whatnot, 4 years. She can maybe be in a feud with Roxanne for the world title. And she can go, I beat the other two top faces of NXT at the time. I can beat you as well. And that's a good story for her. Her and Tiffy will do great work in the ring together. I think that even if Fatal Influence lose, they probably will lose the feud as a whole. Maybe they'll walk up the US title, but they'll probably end up with Julia, Tiffy, and Kiana standing tall. Unless Kiana turns on them, which I think is also an option. Maybe I think the best option. It makes them look good. It gets them over with the crowd because they're working with these big stars. I think it's good use of people when they're not going to be in the main event scene as well, especially Tiffy. Good mid-card feud. Let them run with it and then break everyone away from this feud eventually. Let's go to Sol Ruka. Sol snatches for everyone because she is amazing. And I would say that on Monday, she's going to walk out as the Intercontinental Women's Champion. Because I'm going to have AJ Lee beating Becky Lynch at Mania. Her to go out on Monday night and go, hey, I think it was last time, that she held, no it wasn't last time, but somewhere close, she held the Women's World Championship, the Divas Championship. She got baited into a match on Monday Night Raw, and she lost it. She doesn't want to get baited into a match, but she wants to have a match. She wants to face any NXT superstar on that roster for this title. And that should be answered by no one but the opportunity-stealing Sol Ruka. And she should win. She should be the Intercontinental Champion. And she should feud with Bayley, with Lyra. One of them turns heel, especially do that, because that's amazing. Feud with all the mid-card stars. And there'll be more I'm going to talk about in a second, who I'm going to call up as well, because I think that's great. And there's so much work. I'd have her hold all the way until SummerSlam, and I'd have her defend the belt successfully at SummerSlam against someone. I don't know who I'd have a feud against SummerSlam. There's a lot of good names for it, in fairness. Other ones I'm going to talk about coming up, who I think are good names you could run that feud with. Bayley and Lyra are still good options on that list. Becky Lynch would be hilarious, but I don't think it should be Becky. This plan is now more in question in my mind because they have talked about bringing back Paige. So maybe you do have Paige answer it. But Sol Ruka. Give it to Sol. Sol's amazing. Slow Thatcher and AJ Lee would be hilarious. Just because I think AJ Lee still sells pretty good. Her offense isn't always amazing, but she still sells pretty well. And I want to see AJ Lee take a Sol Thatcher. Let's go to Zarya. Because on that Raw after SummerSlam, when she has defended her title, Zarya should kill Sol. Sol should just come out, celebrate her win, and get speared in half. Hit with like 5 F5s. Zarya murder her. Because they're going to be 1-1. Zarya's going to beat Sol Ruka next week on NXT. And they're going to be 1-1. And they're not going to have the blow off until after WrestleMania, until after SummerSlam. And that blow off is going to be for the Intercontinental Championship, where Zarya is going to pin Sol Ruka after, let's say, even 3 F5s. So Zarya becomes Intercontinental Champion. She's already been the NXT Champion. Zarya is fast-tracked to the top of the card. Sol Ruka can be moved to the main event scene after this as well. You have options. You have things to play with. Both of them hopefully can impress and do good things. And I think in the meantime, until Zarya comes up, we've got to talk about Kelani Jordan, who I think should also be moving up to Raw. Because I would have her move up to Raw and I would have her feud with Sol Ruka for the NXT, for the Intercontinental Championship. I keep saying NXT. For the Intercontinental Championship. And I'd have a feud with Io Sky. Not that she would win it. I think it would be very, very similar to that Blair Davenport-Naomi feud, where Blair Davenport doesn't get a win, but she looks better coming out of it because she's been in the ring with someone as bloody good as Io Sky. Give Io Sky stuff to do after Mania. If Rhea's the champion, you're not going to turn Io Sky heel, which I wouldn't just yet, because I do want to have Rhea win that title. I want to see Io Sky win Queen of the Ring, face Rhea at SummerSlam, beat Rhea at SummerSlam. I'll do all of that, but in the meantime, I have a feud with Kelani Jordan, because I think that's a great way to elevate Kelani, keep Io ticking, show them both being the two of the best in-ring workers in the company right now, because Kelani is amazing and doing great, great work all over the card. Then let's go to Blake Monroe on SmackDown. She's interesting, because functionally, she's not a WWE superstar. I think she would have been better off in AEW, and that's not me being, I prefer AEW, I prefer WWE, I love them both, but Blake is a good entertainer, she is, but I don't think her storytelling has always been the best when it's happened because she's been on the mic. It's always been very good in backstage vignettes, which she does very well in NXT, been great in the ring, but I think you've got a pair of people who do the same. You've got a pair of great character workers, you've got a pair of great people who are good in the ring, good storytellers in the ring, but also, you've got to be able to carry on some of her feuds and let her be a terrible, terrible, horrible individual. Blake Monroe is great at this violent wrestling stuff. The AEW, I'd say it's better to be called AEW stuff, but she should be really good in deathmatch. She'd be really good in these cage matches, and she needs to be able to do blood feuds, because that's what she's going to thrive in. Like a Drew McIntyre. McIntyre is an amazing blood feud wrestler. Give Blake Monroe a bunch of blood feuds to roll from, because I think she can crush the blood feuds. Blood feud with Alexa Bliss would be amazing. Blood feud with Tiffany Stratton after she's done with, we've done all this work with Fatal Influence. Carry on that feud with Jordan Grace, because it was amazing. And I think to memory, they're 1-1. And I think it's a good idea to do that. Blow off in the main roster, carry on that history, because you can fast charge the feud with it. I think, probably Blake Monroe win, go and have a feud with Alexa Bliss, go and have a feud with Tiffany Stratton, I don't care. Give her these feuds and make them last 4 or 5 months and end in a big, massive blow. Maybe 4 or 5 months too long. 2 to 3 months. And have a big, massive blow on a pay-per-view inside a steel cage, no holds barred, Because Tiffy can do it. Tiffy's proven a lot. She does like these street fights. She's quite good at these street fights. So give her a street fight against Blake Monroe. Give her occasion against Blake Monroe because she's good at them. Blake Monroe's good at them. And it'll make them both look better in the end. The dumb blondes, whatever. Because that is kind of the character they've been playing. They're pretty blonde. But they can go and they can bleed. And they can break all those stereotypes really well. And that's good for wrestling. I think that's all I've got for you guys today. I just didn't make an ending slide. I should have. I apologize. But thank you guys all for watching. Thank you for listening to my 20+ minute ramblings about NXT and all the superstars I love. Everyone I think is going to have an amazing, amazing time in the main roster. Until my next video, until you hear from me next, thank you all and goodbye. Like, subscribe, all the crappy YouTube things I meant to say. Fyrefly out.